Hi, this is Scott Novak of Local Lead Link, and I wanted to make a quick video for you and show you a couple of very interesting and some really cool things that you can do to your website presence very quickly to improve your ranking in the search engines and improve your visibility to potential customers that are searching for you and get more customers, get more revenue coming in the door. And as we all know, a strong web presence in this day and age can really mean the difference between growing your business or regressing, more revenue or less revenue and getting passed up by your competitors. And in this day and age, people are just using the web more and more, seems like every day, and nobody's really using the yellow pages or print ads or billboards as much as they used to. And it's just so fast. People can hop on a phone, do a quick search and find what they need very, very quickly. And so the trend is toward the web, and I think a lot of people know that. So it's really important to have a strong web presence. And in this video, I'm going to show you a couple tips that you can do yourself, or you can hire a specialist like myself or someone else. Either way is totally up to you, but I just want to show some things about these sites, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you. So let's get right to it. I've got a 4-point strategy. We're really going to look under the hood at the mechanics of what makes a website rank higher in the search engines. Let's pop the hood, let's see what's going on here, and see what we need to do to get it some turbo power and get it some boost. So not going to talk too much about website appearance. I think that's a video for another day. But if you're frustrated with your ranking against your competitors, maybe you're not getting the amount of leads that you'd like, there's a couple things that I'll show you in this video that explain exactly why that is. So really the proof is in the pudding though, right? We want to take a look at status and position on these search engines. You could have the most glorious looking website on the planet, but if no one can find you on these search engines like Google, it's really not working for you. It's not being the sales tool that it could be. So let's maximize the efficiency and power of your site. And that is, let's beef up your engines. Let's put some turbo power into this thing, get it humming, and win the race, beat your competitors, and get found by your customers. That's really the bottom line. And this is where you want to be found, on these search engines. And the main word I'm going to mention and keep coming back to in this 6 or 7 minute video is visibility. Just like a restaurant or a retail store depends on location for their sales, you need to be as visible as possible where customers are searching for you. And that is right here on these search engines. And the big guy is Google. They're the 800-pound gorilla of search engines with about 80% of all search engine traffic. So we need to look good in their eyes and play nicely in their sandbox. So let's kind of get right to it. Like I say, I want to focus on roofing on this particular site, and I've spoken to the owner of Quantum Roofing in Ashville, North Carolina. And I had a good chat with him, talked about his site a little bit and some strategies. And by his own admission, he knows his website is not where he wants it to be. And we talked about some tips, and I'm going to kind of recap what I had told him. But I think this video could be of value to anybody trying to rank in the roofing niche. Now, he said all he did was pop up some photos and spent about an afternoon, a couple hours on a Sunday afternoon, on a website builder called Wix. And actually pretty impressive for just, nobody or somebody with no experience popping up a site. And it's not bad. And really what I like to look for first is, does it create interest? That's my first impression, is interest. And I would say yes. If I'm a customer, I'm looking at these houses going, okay, that's a nice roofing job. Oh yeah, that's cool. Look at that, the shingles match the siding. That's a good looking house. Okay, another quality job. So already in 5 seconds, he's impressed me with that. But it's not just about the look. It's about how are you getting found. Website does two jobs. One is to sell and present your image and get that first impression, get a positive impression from your customer, but you also have to be found. So like I say, proof is in the pudding. So let's look at a potential customer searching for roofing Asheville, NC. So there's really a couple spots that we want to show. We want to be as visible as possible, right? We want to show up at the very top if possible, because if I'm a customer, I don't have time. My roof's leaking. Heck, I'm going to call the first guy with good reviews and the first one I see. So that's why people, you get those calls all the time. I'm sure, I'll get you on the first page of Google. That's why, because they know the value of that. And for this particular client, there's two spots. There's the maps, and then there's the organic listing. And his website address is quantumroofingcompany.com. And unfortunately, I didn't find it. In fact, I did a whole research project on him, and I didn't find him. He's got 0 terms in the top 100. These are called keywords. Ashville Roofing, Asheville Roofing Contractors, Roofing North Carolina, Roofers Asheville, Roof Repair Asheville. You see where I'm going with this. So I do my homework on the keywords, and we sort by popularity, search volume. So let me show you just kind of the 4-point strategy that I use for all of my clients to help them get more customers. And so I'm going to show you this. We're already at 6 minutes. I got to keep this under 15, so I might be talking fast here, but here we go. All right, I talked about visibility. This is a chart. This is just pure science that shows the #1 position for any search term gets about 1/3 of all the clicks. That's why #1 spot is so valuable, because the jump between #1 and #2 is double, or in half, just depending on how you look at it. 31% for #1, 14% for #2, and then it starts dropping down into single digits. And if you're on page 2 or 3 or 4 or 10, you're just fighting for scraps against the big players. So, and in fact, 71% of all searches actually stop after page 1. They just don't even, they've found their choice in those top 10 results. A couple quick examples. These are clients that I've helped on an SEO level on getting higher ranking. And this is a home builder in Minneapolis. Started out with zeros, a bunch of goose eggs here, and then some things that I did kicked in, and up we go. Look at keywords. Started at 38, and this is just after 3 months. This was last year. All these moved up, except for that guy that's stubborn, and that has since corrected itself. This guy moved up 62 spots. So that's one. Here is a gutter company. Look at all these green arrows. So Gutters, Minneapolis. Like I said, I do my homework on this stuff. Here is a window installer, screen porch windows. Some nice looking chart. Same, here's another roofer in Madison, Wisconsin. A lot of green arrows. That's what we want to see. So I'm not showing this to brag. I'm just showing you, it's not. I'm just not talking here. I know what it takes to get results, and this is how I do it. This is my 4-point strategy. 4 points. One is content. We want to make sure that there are words on your page that contain relevant keywords, and ideally more relevant keywords than your competitors. 2 is citations, and that is to cite or list your business information in more directories and search engines than your competition. 3 is to make sure you have a mobile-friendly and mobile-responsive site. And 4 is to have a more trusted site than your competition. And all 4 of these have a synergy to them. They add up in a synergistic effect, and the end result is being more people finding you, just more traffic to your site, more potential customers, more leads, more bids, more closed jobs, and more money. That's what this can really bring you with a strong web presence. So let's get right into the Quantum Roofing site. Let's kind of analyze it a little bit. That first point, remember, going back here to content. Now, by the owner of this particular website would freely admit he did not spend any time on content. And this is about the extent of his content. This is, now what we want to look for is keywords. So here I would say contractors, roofing, those are good, but there's other ones in here, and like I showed you, that he ought to have. And so what I do is I typically do keyword research, and I can also help him write content. Here's a really interesting study. It said the more words on your page was directly related to your position on Google. So the average word count of a first page result is almost 1,900 words, and he is probably, between all his pages, probably lucky to have 200. So that's a really big factor, because you want those keywords, but you also want to tell your story a little bit. Customers that are going to, invest 5, 10, 15 grand on a roof want to know who you are, what your story is, who you are. Can I trust you? Do I like you? Do I connect with you? So that's number one. Now, number two is directories. And I talked to him about this, and he didn't think he ever did the Google business, the Google My Business listing where you get the postcard. Now, I wasn't sure if this was his site. I'm going to show you a really good, a well-designed Google My Business page. And you may know these guys, but here's their Google Plus page. And it's got this little shield here. It says verified local business. That's what you want. This is a really well put together Google Plus page. And he's doing posting, probably once a week, YouTube videos, articles. This is all really, really strong. So this is how it's done. Now, there's other listings in addition to Google. And unfortunately, I couldn't find Quantum Roofing's address, so I just popped in a fake address. And he's probably got some listings. In fact, I know he's got a Facebook page. But these are all the other directories that Google looks at, and looks at business name, address, and phone number. And if it matches the Google listing and you're all uniform in all these other directories here, and Bing, Yelp, Facebook, all these other players, you want to be in as many of these as possible. And Google looks at it and says, okay, are the planets aligned? Are there discrepancies, or does everything match our Google listing? And if it matches and you're in a lot of different places, it's bonus points for you, because they want to see uniformity, no discrepancies. They want to serve up proper information to the client, your customer. So that's citations number two. Number three is mobile friendly. Most people have a mobile friendly site, but if you don't, you can just do a Google search, mobile friendly tester. And if you're not mobile friendly, you need a new site like yesterday, because that is a huge ranking factor now. Last point, and I'm sorry to kind of rush this here, but this is a topic that's an SEO secret weapon, and it's called backlinks. Backlinks are other websites that link to you. They're called referring domains. These are, let's say you had a Better Business Bureau listing, and you paid the $500 per year to be a member, and you got your own little inner page, and then on that page it has a little button that says website. And when you click that button, it takes you to your site. That's a backlink. And a trusted, reputable company like Better Business Bureau has some power, and that gives you a little boost. Those backlinks from reputable websites do contain some ranking power, and the more that you get that are quality really can boost the ranking of your site. In fact, in this particular study, the number of unique referring domains was the strongest correlation in their entire study. You can see the number of referring domains was directly relative to their position on Google. So I did a research project on Quantum Roofing Company, and 0 score, and really only one referring domain, and that was from Owens Corning. But even Owens Corning, the way they do it, they give theirs as a 0. That's called a no follow. Doesn't really have much power. But so the strategy for Quantum Roofing would be get more backlinks. Now, how do you get more backlinks? Well, there's a couple strategies here, and I'm running out of time, but real quick. You can look in your network. Look at trade associations, vendors like Owens Corning or GAF or whoever you work with, other suppliers, underlay companies. Just think of the people you talk to and have good relationships with their reps. Other alliances, business memberships in your community, Lions Club, things like that. Another option would be SEO links, and that would be to work with a quality SEO agent that knows their stuff, that does what are called white hat strategies. They're giving you quality links, and I could make a whole video on that. But really, here's just to wrap it up. This is the strategy. These are all the things we're talking about. They're all part of strategies that get results. So really these are marketing investments or part of your advertising that can really take your business to the next level. So hopefully this is helpful to you. I appreciate you watching. Have a good day.